and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. I'm like, I have little bat ears on, you can't see them because of the frame, but I'm like, this is the Sacral Chakra video and it's orange, and I was like, these were sitting right next to me, so I was like, let me throw them off. This is the second video series to the Sacral Chakra. This is also called, my notes are right here once again, I really don't want to forget anything, because there's kind of a lot of topics to each chakra point. This is pronounced Savanissa, I think. I'm totally not sure. But yeah, basically that correlates to, in Sanskrit, dwelling place within. So this sacral chakra is below your tummy, like right below your belly button, and it is all about the emotions, dealing with your emotional needs, your emotional pleasures, your sexuality. You know, the root chakra deals with the security of that sexual place. The sacral chakra is where you allow those emotions to take place in sexual matters and a long list of other matters that we'll get into later on in the video. This element is ruled by water. Just like water, if you're a water sign, you are super emotional, so that's kind of correlated to the same thing. Water is an emotional element because it can change and maneuver to liquid, solid, gas. So it's a beautiful, fluid, emotional element of this world that we live in. So that's why it's correlated to the sacral chakra, because of emotions and dealing with that and allowing emotions to flow through you. This deals with the adrenal glands, the womb, and the bladder. Yeah, all that fun stuff. This is correlated, how I said 7-year increments for each chakra in the last video. This one is 8 to 14 years old. Also, the older ages, like 57 to however 7, you guys can do the math. Key words about this are sensuality, creativity, enthusiasm, emotions, pleasure, what else? Creative boundaries. This chakra is also about giving and receiving. You know, that ebb and flow, which is funny since we're in the new moon of Libra, which is all about balancing out scales. And I did a card reading, so go check that out on Cheyenne_Renee at Instagram. That talks all about that. Those cards get into it. The negative attributes about the sacral chakra when that's in balance, you can experience jealousy, you could experience, you know, kind of out of whack emotions. Sometimes we can manifest sicknesses like, you know, UTIs or bladder infections, which basically is a UTI, good lord. Overindulgence in certain things, like in food, we're too overindulging in sexual activities or something. You know, you got to keep everything balanced. This is kind of like the lover's chakra, because that's really where everything is integrating. You know, when we're talking about the creative force, that is life force energy. So the Kundalini starts dormant in the root chakra, how we explained in the last video. And once it starts to rise up, that's when you experience that divine connection. So when it's lying dormant in the root chakra, we need to feel safe and secure. And I'm talking about this strictly on a sexual aspect right now, because this all ties back into creativity, and you'll understand why in a second. So when you feel safe and secure with your partner, say you've been with your partner however long, but you feel safe and secure with that person and you trust them enough to let them feed you those emotions, you allow. The root chakra is the safety, so that is the foundation of you guys' relationship. Now you've built that foundation on a strong, sturdy platform. Now you planted that seed, and now you rise that up into your sacral chakra. And this is the womb, this is that creativity. So now you're dealing with the emotional aspect. You're dealing with that passion and that love and that pleasure with that person. So back to tying this back to creativity is, think about how women create children. Think about how men create children. We have to intertwine and integrate one another to be able to produce life. This is the heart of creativity. Sexuality is the birthing right of creativity. So when you're painting, when you're dancing, when you're singing, when you're writing poetry, when you're doing anything creative that you love, it is all stemming from a place of sexuality and a sexual balance and a sexual presence. It is all about that sacral chakra. So when you're dealing with a sexual essence, it's the combining of male and female coming together to create life. Now when you're dealing with it on a creative standpoint, is when you're producing art, because you're still using that seed starting from the foundation. So okay, I paint, so I'll use this as an example because it's easy. I think of an idea of what I want to paint. That idea manifests in my root chakra, and then it moves up within my emotions to that creative chakra, and then moves up through each and every other chakra point to actually make it come to life in this third dimension. This is you taking the energy from the spirit realm and producing it in the third dimensional realm and making it, you know, an object or thing. There are different ways we can activate this chakra. There's different things we can do. We can do yoga. Yoga helps every single chakra. There are certain yoga positions that you can do to activate each chakra point. You can dance. Dancing and movement deal with this chakra as well. Stimulating that kundalini energy, because it is, once again, dormant and it's only a seed. So once we plant that seed, we kind of gotta sift around the dirt in the seed and move it around to raise it and elevate it. Running, exercise, anything that makes you happy when you're being active. Because even think about it once again on a sexual aspect. You're moving, it's a harmonious rhythm. You got to catch a rhythm when she, you know, throwing it back. So it's catching that wave and just using that ebb and flow to stimulate it. So once again, stimulating that energy to rise up. I'm sorry, my puppy is so crazy. Okay, this is when it starts to become blocked. When you don't feel safe and secure. When you don't feel like you can express your emotion. A big thing, for example, is women that don't really orgasm a lot. Most of the time it probably stems from your root chakra, because you don't trust that partner enough to be openly emotional with them. And once you trust that partner to become emotional, that's when that blockage will dissipate. So just understanding that the blockages can be sexual, they can be a creative blockage. When you're dealing with a creative blockage, that ties into the sensual blockage as well. So sometimes you may need a sexual aspect to kind of get your creative juices flowing. And that's the whole reason they call them creative juices, is because it's a water element. That was so an epiphany moment, so I was really excited about that. So yeah, you trusting your partner, trusting in yourself. You know, obviously this chakra doesn't necessarily have to be with a partner. You can do all this shit by yourself. Everything is by yourself first. Nobody can love you better than you when it comes to sexuality. I'm sorry, I have like my Halloween decorations out there and they're moving and it is creeping me out because I see the shadow. I'm like freaking out. You can also experience emotional detachment. When you're emotionally detached to somebody, it's because you don't trust them. Is it not? Am I incorrect? I mean, I don't think I am, but you know, when you trust somebody, you allow your emotions to flow and you allow them to flow like water. You can also do color therapy. I forgot to mention this in the root chakra video. Color therapy, like what I'm doing, wearing the colors helps you balance them out. You know, some people that wear too much red may deal with a lot of anger issues and anxiety and not feel safe because it's overly stimulated, it's not balanced out. So, you know, color therapy is like surrounding yourself. Like if you you know, are an earth sign, like I'm a really big earth sign, like in my natal chart I have earth pretty much everywhere. So it's like I have to balance out certain things when it comes to my fire, water, and air. So I have to connect more so with different elements. So having blues around me, having, you know, reds around me kind of helps me be balanced. And wearing those colors, once again, wearing colors that correlate to the chakra. So say if your sacral chakra is imbalanced, wear orange. Wear orange for a couple of days and then you can kind of feel yourself come back to center and feel that creative energy flow back through you. Crystals, some crystals for this are carnelian. Oh, and I wanted to mention too, some of these crystals do work for more than one chakra point. So like carnelian can be for the root and sacral. A lot of them can be used for multiple things. So don't think that one crystal is only defined to one chakra base. So carnelian, fire opal, amber, citrine, which I use citrine a lot. It's a great abundance one. You can use that for your solar plexus as well. That's one that I work with quite frequently. Coral, fire agate, sunstone. Sunstone I use a lot too. That helps me with self-worth and empowerment. So sometimes I'll feel like, oh, you know, I'll just have some off days, so I'll hold my sunstone or meditate with my sunstone, and it kind of gets me back in action and gets me rolling again. It can also deal with codependency, so that helps you not to be reliant on somebody else. Tangerine quartz I use a lot, and I love it. My tangerine quartz is beautiful. It helps balance out the giving and receiving aspect. So sometimes we put in more work than we receive like recognition for. Sometimes, like when it comes to artistic creative things, sometimes we give so much to people, like, you know, giving them our energy, and we don't receive acknowledgement sometimes for it. Or even sexually, you know, sometimes it can be imbalanced in relationships where you're giving more than you're receiving, and vice versa. So tangerine quartz helps balance that aspect out. Foods that you can eat are orange colored foods like carrots, oranges, tangerines, like papaya, squashes, stuff like that will help do that. That was really what I started doing when I first came on my spiritual path, was I tried to eat a lot of colors. I tried to have every chakra color in my food bowl. Either I was eating fruit or salad. I tried to make sure I had something of everything, which is really helpful to connect you to the divine. And essential oils, we have sandalwood, lang lang oil, jasmine oil is good for your sacral, champaka, I've never used that, so I have no idea what that is. And orange essential oil, I use orange a lot, the most on there, just because it gives me that kind of energizing feeling. I'll rub it behind my temples or rub it behind my navel. Typically when I use essential oils, I put them on each chakra point, so that always helps you get a little boost of energy, and it also helps you stem out that creativity. Wow, that's it. That was so quick. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Okay. So, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. Also, check out my other videos for the root chakra, the start of my spiritual journey, and the reading for this month of October. I will be coming back with more videos on each other chakra point. So the next one will be the solar plexus, which is right here. And that deals with empowerment, and we'll definitely get into that when I do that video. If you don't already follow me, go follow me on Instagram at Cheyenne_Renee. Same with my Twitter, and Facebook is Cheyenne Dolan. I will leave it all down below in the description as well. Thanks, guys!